Project Muscle Cars. Today, we're going to keep it real simple. How to disassemble a cylinder head. Part of you, disassembling a cylinder head isn't that difficult. It's only a valve spring, a valve, some retainer locks, and a seal. That's pretty much all you have to worry about when you're disassembling a cylinder head. Now, basic tools that were used in this project, right? That is all you need. You need a spring compressor. Now, there are different tools that can help you compress the spring. I chose to go with this one because this one would allow you to take springs off inside of a vehicle or outside of it. Now, there are some that only allow for you to take springs off of cylinder heads when it's in the vehicle. There's some that only allow you to take them off while it's out of the vehicle. So you figure out which one works best for you and your applications. Get you a spring compressor tool, and that's how you'll be able to decompress that spring to be able to get them lock nuts out of there. Here's just a magnet. All that magnet is going to do is help pull those lock seals out of there and those retainer locks, so you'll be able to get that metal piece out of there. Now, I recommend using the 1/2-inch sockets when you're trying to get the studs out because it just works smoother for me for what I see. And then this here is a 5/8, I believe. 5/8 or a 16 millimeter should be able to get that done for you. Now, for the most part, let's go back over here and finish up with the cylinder head assembly. All right, so what you're seeing here is valve springs and rocker studs. Now, these are already loose. Now, I have a tutorial I'm gonna show here at the end of this how I got it to this point. But I just want to give a quick rundown about how to actually disassemble a cylinder head. All right, so the main thing you're gonna want to do is grab your valve compressor spring. Once you have the cylinder head off, I assume you know how to get the cylinder head off to this point. All you have to do is get your valve compressor spring, whichever one you decide to go with. This one requires that you put a lock on each side of the spring, and then just make sure it's tight up top, right up here. And then as you turn down, it will decompress this spring, right? And then as it decompresses that spring, you grab your magnetic tool, and that's how you pull those retainer clips out of there, right? Once those retainer clips are out of there, you are now able to just pull the spring off, right? And then when the spring is off, the exhausts on Chevys have these plastic ones. I recommend not putting these back on there because they have shown to not be able to do high RPM packages, but you determine what's best for your application and what valve seal you're gonna wanna put on there. All right, so the exhausts have those plastic ones, and then the intake side has these rubber ones. Now, you can grab a set of these too if you need to kind of help pull these off. But once you get there's a rubber seal here too, you'll see there's a rubber lock. Once you lift up this rubber lock right here, or break it off, and then this rubber seal, all right, so once you break that stuff off of there, the valve is now loose, right? And you'll be able to just let the valve come on out of there, right? And that's the valve. That's a good clean valve there. All right, so that's how you get the springs and the valve out, right? What about the studs? I'll show you that here too. Right. You're gonna grab these rocker, or you can get an actual tool that's designed specifically to remove these studs. There is a tool that will remove those. If you don't want to spend the money, just use the rocker spacers that come off of the cylinder head. You'll put 2 down, And then you'll put a lock nut. All right, you'll put the lock nut on top, and then you'll screw that down. Just enough to where this starts to come up. When that starts to come up, then you're gonna add the third one. Screw it down some more till it comes up some more. Then unscrew it back out. All right, put on the fourth one. All right, then when you have the fourth one on, you're gonna screw it all the way in, and then that's when that'll come all the way out. All right, so that's how you get a cylinder head to its bare minimum. A bare cylinder head is what they call this. There's no valves in it, there's no springs, there's no studs. Okay, so now. All right here you'll see me using the spring compressor tool. This is just what you use to actually lower down on the spring to tighten it up so you can get the spring off. All right, so we got all the springs out, man. And right here is just some valve stem seals. And you basically, these are all gonna get replaced anyway, so I'm just gonna break them off of here. And kind of pull them up with little rubber pieces. Break them on off of there. And the baby's gonna be ready to go get his new hardware and show up for the dance. All right, so when all them out, really all you can do is you can just lift them up and the valves will come on out of there. We got one that's stuck. So we got a stuck valve. I wondered if that was causing some issues while this was in the car. And this one don't want to come out neither. So we got two stuck. I'm gonna put some WD-40 around these, heat them up a little bit, clean them out, and then we're gonna see if we can get them to pop on out of there. The baby's gonna clean up pretty good though, man. They're gonna rock and roll. Let me get the other two valves out. This should be good. No need for new valves. Got one already. I mean, it's time to clean that one. This one's junk. Like I said again, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with valves. That's it. I'm gonna pull these studs out. I'm gonna roll it through fast time. Not gonna hold it out too long, but soon as these studs is out, we're gonna clean this baby up and start taking the timing cover off. right? The 4 spacers rule. You put 1 on first, you put 2. You get you a good nut, thread it on, try to get as much hand thread as you can. Make sure you want to save those top threads best you can. And you're gonna, as soon as you start to turn this and it gets tight, you know you're up against the metal. And then as soon as you go to that break where you hear it, right there it's tight, right? I'm gonna put it just a little further and you're gonna hear it snap, it'll release itself. See right there, it released. All right, so then right there I'm just gonna turn it a few more turns to get it to lift itself up. And as soon as you don't know you don't want it a little bit to where it's almost getting tight again, go ahead and back it back out. And then just take it all the way back out, take the nut back off. All right, then you're gonna put that number 3 on there. And do the same thing. Hand thread as best you can. And then as soon as you go down on it this time and you start to realize it's gonna come up instantly as soon as you start coming up. But then once it gets tight again, about right there, you can go ahead and back on that. And once you back it out, turn it around. And then from there, all you gotta do is put that remaining one on there, that remaining spacer. That gives you your 4. Always use 4. I'm telling you, just don't try to beat the system. You're gonna hurt yourself. All right, for the most part, go ahead and pop this last one off and we can continue on with this build. This is where it starts to get a little exciting part for me when most of the hard turns are done. You can start focusing on them fun turns, both on the engine and in the vehicle. All right, then right here you'll see it come on out of there. And then there you have it. All screws removed. These heads are pretty much ready to go into the parts washer themselves. I'm gonna put these in the part washer next, clean them up a little bit, blow air through them, and then we're gonna start pointing them out and cleaning up these bosses to get ready for some lifters and springs. Rockers and springs.